So starting with Steam, in 2016 I released my first commercial game, Intersection, and since then it's gained about 250 sales, net revenue of 875, that is before Steam takes their cut, so it's actually only like 600, and I also have to pay a $100 fee to release a game on Steam, so it's actually only like 500, and that is before taxes, so it's actually only like not even $400. And this game spent about a year and a half working on, and I had no following yet back then, and I had like 30 followers on Twitter, and then I had a devlog on TigSource that a few people followed, and somebody on PC Gamer randomly came across it and wrote an article on PC Gamer, and that got me about 5 subscribers on YouTube. So not really much came of it. Most of my sales came from the free million views Steam would give you when you released a game. They don't do that anymore. They also had these visibility rounds where you get 500,000 views. I don't think it works like that anymore either. I'm not sure how the new launch visibility and stuff works. I didn't really seem to do anything for my more recent game, They'st Thou. So with Intersection, the first 100 sales came from the launch visibility, I think, and another 100 came from... I put the game on a 75% sale and did a launch visibility round, one of the 500,000 view ones. That got me another 100. And then the rest just kind of came spread out over the years. Then more recently, since I now have a larger following, I decided to try putting it on sale, promoting it through a YouTube post and a Twitter post. And it sold no copies at all, which was kind of depressing. So yeah, that's been my experience with this game. And then my more recent game, They'st Thou, I made over the course of 45 days and released on Steam back in mid-February. And you can see 160 sales, net revenue 609. After Steam takes their cut, it's about 425. And then minus the 100 to get on the store, it's about 325, and then minus taxes, I don't know, 200 something. And you'll see there are a lot of returns. There's about 20 there. And I think that's because the game is only an hour long, so a lot of people will play through it and then just return it, because you can return games if you play them for less than 2 hours. So I'm thinking of adding more content to the game to get the playtime over 2 hours to prevent that. See if that works, see how that goes. For marketing this game, when I released it, I'd been making devlogs and trailers and stuff, and I had about 10,000 followers on YouTube and 1,500 on Twitter. So, and I got about 100 sales in the first week, so that was about 1 in every 100 person follower bought the game. And then it's just kind of, since then, I've gotten another 60 sort of spread out as time went on, though I got a fair amount recently because of a viral video that promoted it. So I think about 30 of those sales came in the last few days. So the only other storefront I've used is itch.io. Most of the money I've made came from tips. I release games for free, and I've put source code with them, and people will give me a few bucks in appreciation of it. And then I did release They'st Thou on here, and I've sold a few copies. The main reason I put it on here was because someone requested an alternative to Steam because of privacy concerns with Steam. So I set it up, and they gave me an extra $15 when they bought the game. So they spent $20 on it just in appreciation of me providing an alternative way to purchase it. And so yeah, not a lot on itch. It's just kind of a place where I post my free games, and occasionally people tip me, which is cool. Moving over to Patreon. So I set up my Patreon back in October, and I was providing 2 tiers, a $5 tier where you could request topics for me to cover during like a monthly live stream. And then I would also a $15 tier where you could get access to a game I was working on at the time, the source code of the game I was working on. And so you can see I was making about $15 a month off of that. And this is after Patreon takes their cut. And then in February, I made about $50 in that month because I was working on They'st Thou, and I was posting regular demos on there basically anyone who backed me on the $5 tier could get access to his demos and play test it and influence how the game was made. And I promoted that heavily in devlogs on my YouTube channel, so a bunch of people backed me. And I had a really good experience with that because playtesting, I got playtesting obviously, and a lot of good suggestions, which made the game a lot better. And, I made more money, and I would definitely recommend that. Doing this if you're working on a game. I had a good experience with it. Definitely going to do it on my next game. And you can see after I released the game, it dropped down to about $20 a month. Okay, now for YouTube. So YouTube, I made a little over $900, and you can see here in May is when I qualified for monetization. I think it's 1,500 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours is what you need. And you can see I was making about $1 per day. I mostly had longer, about 8 to 10 minute tutorials. So I was making $1 per day or $30 a month. And then I got a really viral video here that made about $300, I think. That was this one. So in total, it's made $400. So yeah, that one made a lot, and then it doubled my subscriber count about and doubled my monthly revenue to about $60 a month. So I was making about $2 a day. And then you can see here I have another viral hit currently in progress. So we'll see how much I get off of that. I think I've made like 300 so far off of that video. So it's not a reliable large amount of money, but it is a reliable small amount of money. Like if you have a bunch of videos, you will consistently get $1 a day or something like that. But if you're making smaller videos, it's kind of inconsistent. Like here's a video I made that has 10,000 views and has made about $10, right? So almost $1 per 1,000 views. Then here, and that is a 30-second video. Then here I have a 20-second video with 250,000 views and only a little under $7 in ad revenue. So it kind of varies. I'm not really sure what YouTube's looking for in terms of what they monetize, because these both have the green $ on the monetization analytics page. So for me, YouTube is just, most of the time it's just a cool bonus that pays for Spotify Premium or whatever. But occasionally you get these nice boosts where a video goes viral and that pays for your new microphone or something like that, which I'm getting in a couple days. Now, finally, there is Udemy, where I have made the most money. You can see I've made about $1,600, and this is all after Udemy takes their cut. So quite a bit, and there's 157 sales there. I have one course so far. So the reason I've made so much more is obviously I can charge more for a course. Technically I'm charging $35 for the course, but in reality, Udemy always puts every course on sale for about $11 to $12. So that was what I was expecting to sell the course at anyway. So I was fine with that. I just chose an arbitrary selling point of $35, assuming that everyone would get the $12 sale. And that's pretty much about what I've gotten. Every time I get a sale, it goes up by $10. Now, what's nice about Udemy is if you use a referral link and people buy the game through your referral link, you get pretty much all the revenue. It's 97%. They just take 3% to cover processing fees. So pretty much all my sales, I look here, you can see almost all my sales have come from my promotions. It's $1,500 about, right? And then they have organic, where if people find your course organically on Udemy just through searching and stuff, you get 50%. And then if Udemy puts up ads for your course and somebody buys it through that, then you only get 25%, approximately like that. And you can see here through their affiliate programs and ad programs, I've had, I think that's about 4 sales maybe, and that would be about maybe 5 sales, and that would be about 4. And then I have maybe 10 sales through organic, 9 or 10. So yeah, most of my money came from my promotion. So I think Udemy is really good for making money as a game developer if you're small time, but you have a decent following. I don't think it's good if you don't have a following. I don't think many people are going to find your game and buy it unless you're targeting something really niche that a lot of people want. But if you do have a following, I highly recommend making a course. So something I did was I had a generalized video where I covered a topic in sort of a general way. It was a short video, and then that got really popular. People really liked it. So I made an in-depth course covering that same topic, step by step kind of. And then since I already knew there was prior interest in that kind of thing, and so a lot of people bought it, and it went well, and I was able to make, a fair amount, which, I mean, this is before taxes, but like that's enough to cover rent for a month. So that's pretty good. Like, I think, if you were to do this consistently and you had about a similar sized following, I had about 13,000 subscribers when I hit, I think, $1,400 in sales. It's before I had that viral video. So I think, if you were to do this, maybe like 2 courses a month, and they all did about this well, and you had about that level of following, you would be able to cover all your expenses and be self-employed with that. So yeah, anyways, I hope this video was helpful for anyone who's wondering how much you can make as a game developer through just small time stuff like not being super famous or anything like that. And yeah, anyways, thanks for everyone who's supported and bought my stuff. Helps a lot considering a job offer I accepted fell through recently, so I kind of need all this to pay for rent and stuff right now. Anyways, I hope we all become millionaires one day and can make games for the rest of our lives.